Have you been thinking about moving to Parker, Colorado, but have no idea where to even get started? Well, in today's video, I'm going over the pros and some major cons about living in Parker, Colorado. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and keep on watching. Welcome back to Colorado Living. I'm Nicole Baker. Today we're going over exactly that, but before we get started, I have to let you guys know I'm a licensed realtor here in this beautiful state of Colorado, and I love helping you guys relocate. My number is popping up on the screen, as well as my email. Again, I love talking to you guys, so text, call, email, night, day, whatever is easiest for you guys when relocating. But if you're not quite ready to reach out, go ahead and subscribe below. I make content just like this, and I post every Monday and Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and subscribe. But let's get started in today's video. All right, we're starting off with the first pro, and that is the small town feel that Parker, Colorado has to offer. First, before we actually get into that, I want to say Parker is one of my personal favorites, and I hear a lot of people love Parker, so keep that in mind when I am giving you guys all the pros and the cons. I have spent a lot of time there. I don't actually live there, but that will be my next place for sure, because I definitely enjoy the small town feel that Parker has to offer. And the benefit of the small town feel is it has a small town feel, but it's not small at all. You still have everything and anything that you would possibly need. You have your Kohl's, your Sephora, you have all the food places that you could possibly imagine, and if they aren't there, you have about a 20-minute drive to, a lot of other food options down in the Centennial area. But I think you have pretty much everything that you would need. Texas Roadhouse, Crumble cookies. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about Parker, Colorado. It has a small town feel, but still plenty of options. And it looks like it's hard to compare to places because we're all from, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about relocating. So I don't know exactly what state you're coming from, but in Arizona, there was this little, it's like, that's what it is. It's a college town feel. As a very small time feel. There's tons of people out. It just gives like a homey feel. I don't know. I've heard other people say it before too. So if you want to take my word for it, or you guys can come down here and visit, and I can kind of give you guys the grand tour of all the cities. But Parker, Colorado should definitely be on your list if you enjoy a more small town feel. Next one could be a pro or a con, and it kind of goes off of the small town feel. It has a small town feel, but there's not tons of mom and pop restaurants. So if you enjoy that, Parker might not be the best area for you. It's definitely more commercialized than a typical small town that you might be coming from or have been to before. There are a few mom and pop places, but I would say it's mostly commercialized. Some locations that you might want to look into if you do enjoy the mom and pop feel. Littleton has a lot of that. It is kind of like an older town feel there. Also Denver, and even I've heard Castle Rock. A lot of people enjoy the mom and pop restaurants that they have to offer there. So just keep that in mind. If you're not a very commercial restaurant kind of girl or guy, then you definitely probably wouldn't love Parker. You might like to live there, but just keep in mind you might have to travel for your food. So that can get really annoying really quick. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking about Parker. Next thing is going to be your travel to work. A lot of you guys that reach out to me are actually working downtown. So Parker is, I'll pop up a map for you guys so you can kind of get an idea of the location. It's pretty long. So depending on where you are in Parker, you could be 5 minutes from the E470. So you could get to work very quickly if you're working downtown or pretty much anywhere else in the state, because the E470 is like your major situation that's gonna take you everywhere, or even the E470 to the I-25, which will take you downtown. So you could be 5 minutes away. Or depending on how far back in Parker you are, you could be potentially 30 minutes from the freeway to maybe 25 minutes, but there's definitely a middle ground on where you're looking. One of my favorite communities in Parker is the Pinery. The Pinery goes pretty far back in Parker, so those locations are probably gonna be closer to 25 at the very end, or maybe 30 even, but just keep that in mind. If you are working downtown, you might have a longer commute to work. If you're trying to keep it under 30 minutes, I would highly suggest being probably in the closer area, I guess, to Parker, like a middle ground, closer to like Canterbury or Stonegate, or some of those locations that are a little bit further up, versus if you want a new build, you might be a little bit further back in Parker. Or keep in mind some other locations like parts of Aurora. You could be in Littleton, which is pretty close. You could be in Centennial. You could be in Greenwood Village, which the price points are a little bit high there, but you could probably be 10-15 minutes from your downtown job if that's something that you're interested in, or even going to actually downtown. I have a video about living downtown if you're interested in being downtown. I'll have that pop up right there, so once this video is over, you guys can go ahead and watch that. But something to keep in mind when moving to Parker, and pretty much anywhere when you guys are relocating here, is to keep in mind your work location to your home, because driving an hour in traffic is no fun. I've done it before and it sucks. So it gets very tiring very quickly. So just keep that in mind when relocating to Colorado and relocating to potentially Parker. Moving on to the next pro is going to be the downtown area, and this kind of goes hand in hand with the small town feel that Parker offers. The downtown Parker area is so cute. It is kind of like any typical, or I wouldn't even say it's called downtown, but it's like old town. So you have like a couple cute restaurants, a couple cute coffee places, like touristy like shops, things like that. But that is really cute, and it's kind of like in the center of Parker, which I love. It's not like too far out of the way. Also, they do have a farmer's market on Sundays. I'm not sure the exact time, but I've seen it before when I was driving, and it's really cute. So if you like doing that kind of thing. Also, they have tons and tons of family like activities that go on all year round. So whether it be for Halloween, they did like a trunk or treat kind of thing for a bunch of people and families and stuff like that. And that was right in the downtown area where people, you know, if you've ever heard of trunk or treat, I'm thinking that came around during this whole, you know, thing that we're going through for the past 2 to 3 years. But they open up their trunks, the kids go to each car, they get the candy, that kind of thing. But it's still fun because there's tons and tons of people down there all dressed up too. Like, it's a really cool environment. Also, they have right in that downtown area, they have the water park that anyone can go to during those water park seasons. So obviously it's not necessarily going to be open during the winter, but they do have just like a regular park too. I think it's about $10 to get into the water park for adults at least. I'm not sure of the kids pricing, but that's something that's awesome because anyone in Parker and anyone anywhere pretty much can take advantage of that. You don't even have to live in Parker, but it's convenient for the people that do live in Parker. So if you like going to like a cute little downtown area, like on the weekends, get a drink with your friends or your hubby, wife, whatever, downtown Parker would be a really cool spot. Another location that has that is Littleton. They have a downtown area. I have a video about that as well where I toured the downtown area a little bit. So go ahead and check that out. And I also have a video on Parker. I pretty much have every video that you could think of. So go ahead and check those out once you're done here. But keep that in mind if you're thinking about moving to Parker, that you have the opportunity to go to the downtown area, which is super cute. Another huge pro is going to be the mixture of different types of housing. So of course I'm the housing person, right? I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the housing here in Parker. So you have a mixture of old and new, which is really awesome. I think for me, I love both. It would be really hard for me to pick. I do like the character that an older home brings, locations like the Pinery, those kind of homes like the ranch style or even like the 3-story or tri-level homes have. They are typically a little bit older and they have a little bit of a more funky floor plan, but the locations are always cute and the character that they bring is really cute. Also, Parker has brand new builds, tons of brand new builds in fact. And they also have a middle ground for people that aren't necessarily wanting to wait for a new home and don't want something super old, because with super old typically comes with lots of repairs. So if you are kind of don't know where you want to go, if you want to go old, middle ground, or new, Parker has it all. Also, price points. They have pretty much every price point that you could think of too. They have $3 million properties there with acreage, and then they have, you know, your typical tract home with a 5,000 to, we'll say 10,000 square foot lot. They pretty much have it all. And then also you have condos and townhomes there as well, anywhere starting between, like, yes, don't quote me on this when you're watching this video, who knows what the price points will be, but as of right now, I think a couple days ago I saw a house, there was only one, and it was like a little tiny condo, but I think it was at like $250. So the rare opportunities to be in those lower price points closer to the downtown area, there is opportunity for that if you're looking for a townhome condo. And then, like I said, single family homes going up to 3 million, 4 million, 10 million. I mean, it just depends on how luxury that property is, but there are some gorgeous, gorgeous homes there in Parker with tons of different variety. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about Parker as an option for when you're relocating to Denver, Colorado. Another con to think about is Parker Road. Parker Road is essentially the main strip that goes down all the way to the very end and like into, you know, your other cities that are like way, way south. But it is the main strip. So with only one big main strip, typically comes lots of traffic, so that road can get fairly busy. That's also where all the restaurants are and things like that. In Colorado, something that I think isn't necessarily common in every state, I know it wasn't common in Arizona, is there's lots of little like back roads and random roads that can bring you to the same place. I know that's similar, like in California, they have a lot of that. In Arizona, you pretty much had to get onto the main road to get anywhere. You couldn't like go through like a neighborhood or like a side street. They didn't really have a lot of those. So here in Colorado, you do have the opportunity to use those side roads, which I think helps negate the traffic that you might have if you're going down on Parker. Sometimes you don't have any other option, but just keep it in mind because there's a lot of lights and there's a lot of traffic, and it can get backed up during those rush hour times. If you're not necessarily looking to be in a super busy main road area, I would suggest going closer to the Pinery because there are closer, like there's like a Safeway, I think, a Walgreens, things like that, that wouldn't be like, it is off of the main road, but not a lot of traffic in that area. So anyways, I'm not gonna go too much into detail because everybody's situation could be completely different. So if you guys do have questions on your specific situation, of course you guys can reach out to me. My number is in the very beginning, my number will be at the end, and then also my number is in the description. So you guys can text, call, email, whatever's easiest. But moving on to the next thing, if you're thinking about Parker, Colorado. Last but not least, and my absolute favorite reason why Parker, Colorado is the next place for me personally, is going to be the animal life that you can get in Colorado and specifically in Parker. So a lot of Parker is kind of like acreage on that what direction? Northeast side of Parker Road. You got a lot of acreage properties over there, as well as the pinery, and the deer and the turkeys and all the animals love being over there. I was actually driving through the acre properties today just because I like going over there and checking out the gorgeous homes, of course, because why wouldn't I if I'm a realtor? But I saw some really cute, like, little family of turkeys. I saw some deer, and it just brings like a little bit of sunshine into my day, I'm not gonna lie. So if you're like me and you're like a nature freak, you will really, really love Parker, because you could just be driving down even on the main road of Parker and see a deer. I don't know. Comment down below if I'm the only one that thinks this kind of thing, because in Arizona, like I said, the coolest thing you could see in Arizona is probably a cactus, at least where I lived in Arizona. So comment down below if you see like wildlife normally on a day-to-day basis where you live now, because I would love to know if I'm the only weird person that just absolutely loves it and like goes crazy after seeing like one little deer. Even after all this time, I still get excited. But let me know down below in the comments, but keep that in mind if you're thinking about Parker, Colorado, and if you love animals, I think you'll love Parker. Alright guys, that's it for today. Hopefully the pros and cons helped you a little bit on your decision to move to Parker, Colorado or not. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. I love creating content for you guys, and I love talking about relocation to Colorado. It is something I'm extremely passionate about, but I want to know that you guys like it too. So go ahead and hit the like button. Also, if you do like this and you want more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. The button for that is down below. And I make videos every Monday and Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So you guys will see tons and tons of content moving forward from me. But until next time, I want to let you guys know I'm a licensed realtor here in this beautiful state. So my number's popping up, as well as my email. I love helping you guys relocate. Text me, call me, day, night, email, whatever's easiest. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.